What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another pretty cool little review for you today of a pretty cool knife. This one was sent to me by Fred the Lug. Thanks to Fred the Lug and many people like him for sending me awesome knives to check out. Thanks to all my viewers, channel members, and Patreons. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want more of it. This is the Kansept Knives Odd 21 based off of Tough Knives design. The Odd 21. And what they're going for here, what it says on the website anyway, is a unique blend of futuristic aesthetics and practical functionality. Pretty well put. I think they kind of hit the nail on the head with that, with this design. Pretty neat. Let's go ahead and get into the overalls and specs and all that good stuff. So from the tip of the blade to the end of the handle, you are looking right at 7.5 inches, maybe a hair under 7.5 inches. Overall blade length, you go all the way back to where the flipper meets up with the handle scale, 3.5. Cutting edge, you are looking at just a hair over 3.25. It looks like, yeah, just maybe a hair over 3.25 there. Got a nice little sharpening choil on that blade. Go ahead and get the calipers out here. Do a blade stock thickness check. Probably zero them out first, even this time. All right, so thickest part of the spine, all the way up here at the top, you're looking at 141 thousandths. It does have a swedge up here, swedges down here, got a flat here, so 141 thousandths on that thickest part of the spine. Behind the edge, I always try to do like around the belly. And behind the edge, you're looking at 25 thousandths. Right around there behind the edge. And handle thickness 515-ish thousandths right there, a little over half an inch on your handle thickness. All right, let's do some size comparisons here. Get out the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Here's your Spyderco Para 3 right there. Kind of see, it's a what I would say is almost a full-size knife, you know, kind of in the mid-size range, I guess. Cutting edge compared to the Para 3, definitely more cutting edge than the Para 3, probably more cutting edge than the Paramilitary 2. Right there at it, pretty close to the same cutting edge as the Paramilitary 2. Here is a Shaman. That's the Shaman 15V Shaman with some Met & Boss titanium oil slick scales. And there is your Native 5. So overall, pretty close to the same overall length as a Native 5. Actually, a little bit longer than the Native 5. But those kind of Native Shaman series does, you know, they got those forward choils in there that kind of take away from the cutting edge a little bit. It's one reason why a lot of people like the Bodacious. So I've heard anyway. I've never been able to check one out. All right, so there also is a DeWalt framing hammer, full-size DeWalt framing hammer. And your standard USA made 8-inch crescent wrench. Give you a pretty solid idea of the size of that. All right, let's do weight here. Now, they do have speed holes, people call it whatever, in the handle scales there. Let's see what you got here as far as milling. Obviously, you've got the holes, and that's pretty much it for the internal milling, so you don't really need a flashlight to see the milling on this one because it's just the speed holes, didn't really mill anything else. Weight's kind of sitting right about there. Pretty good if you're choked back. Choked up, can't really choke up too good on this one. Got a little flat right there. You can kind of trigger pull it, kind of grip it about like that. Choked up if you've got the size hands that I do anyway, which I wear a large glove, average size hands, I guess. So let me guess the weight. I'd say if I had to guess what it feels like, probably about 4.5 ounces, maybe a little more, good bit more, 5 ounces. So 5 ounces on the weight on that, definitely over the ratio that some people subscribe to, the ounce and inch ratio. Put the scale up. Let's get out the old faded blue jeans. Had a lot of knives put in and out of the pockets on these, so that's what you're looking like sitting in the jeans, sitting in the pants right there. Got that nice milled titanium pocket clip. Goes in and out of the pocket pretty good. Got a little bit sticking out there for sure. Definitely not deep carry. I think that works pretty good. And the pocket clip, looking at it from the inside, there's your screw for the pocket clip. I believe that's a T6 on the pocket clip screw. Pretty cool how they don't, you know, on the pocket clip anyway, they don't have the hardware sticking out. We'll go ahead on that note and go into the hardware check. Got a T8 right here on this one already. Yeah, T8. So that's a T8 on the pivot. Believe, let's see here. Yeah, T8 on the body screw. Awesome. Nice little pivot collar there too, by the way. And I think on your lock bar screw, T6. So T8 on the pivot and the body screw. And T6, it seems like on the pocket clip. I haven't disassembled this one to check, but it looks like a T6 on that pocket clip on the inside and a T6 on your lock bar. All right. So what do I think about this one? I like this one. I think it's a pretty neat little knife. They run around 198 bucks. I've got it linked below. That's an affiliate link. You guys want to use it, that's awesome. Helps the channel out a little bit. I think I get like maybe a 10% maybe cut, something like that. If not, that's fine too. Definitely don't want anybody to feel obligated to use that. Front flipper works great. I think it works pretty good. That jimping is definitely grippy. Got a little bit sticking out right there up top, kind of a little bit pokey, but not too bad in the pocket. So front flipper works just fine. The thumb studs work just fine. A little bit tight. Got to get used to the grip on this one whenever you're deploying it. If you push that frame in, it will be hard to engage it, right? To flick the knife out if you're pushing the frame in against it. Got the flipper there, got a little bit of jimping on that flipper tab. Flipper works just fine. Not really any issues with the flipper. Could be a little bit more powerful, I think, on the flipper, but you don't have too much leverage, as it is a little bit low profile on that flipper tab. You can fail it fairly easily. This is the Damascus version. They have Damascus and 20 CV on this particular one. And a few different color variations, anos and stuff like that. I like Kansept's finishes. I think they do a really good job. The Kansepts I've gotten to check out here recently. Also, one thing I missed a second ago, but that thumb stud, I just noticed that thumb stud is, looks like it's removable, right? Maybe a T8 on that. Let me double check that. Yeah, T8. So you got a T8, you can remove that thumb stud as well, which helps if you've got a slide rod sharpening system, fixed angle sharpening system. Pretty nice aesthetics on this one. I think it looks pretty cool. Not usually a fan of speed holes, but this one's called the Odd 21 for a reason, right? It is odd. So pretty neat. I think it's a pretty neat little unique design, a little different than the norm. Pretty cool. Good ergos on it all the way around, good aesthetics. So I would probably say that this knife, I would have to give it like an 8.5 out of 10, something like that. Not really my particular style, but I'm sure somebody out there will definitely enjoy that. And if you're getting it, you're definitely getting a pretty good quality knife. You know, no issues at all with the bearings. It's running on bearings. The bearings run pretty good. Whoop, see there? Kind of tight. That's what I was talking about earlier, a little bit tight. But you can thumb flick it out. You can reverse flick it, you can front flip it, or regular flip it, and you can front flip it. The front flipper and the reverse flick are probably the two easiest means of deployment on this one. Got your maker's mark, Kansept logo on the front on this one. Right down there, you got the model number. So a little bit of kind of hidden, almost hidden billboarding, if that makes any sense, kind of an oxymoron. But yeah, so that is the Kansept Knives Odd 21. Thank you, Fred the Lug, for letting me check this one out. And thank you guys for watching the video. And until next time, y'all stay sharp.